Hello everyone, how are we all? Hope you're doing well. It's currently a Sunday, and if I'm honest, I wasn't actually planning on picking up the camera today. I feel a bit ill. I'm starting to come down with, I think, a bad throat, which is really annoying because I haven't been into central London for ages, and I'm assuming I've caught something on the way to London on the tube. The tube is a delightful place. So I'm not feeling too amazing, if I'm totally honest with you. My outfit wasn't really planned. Chad came back from Thailand with loads of these like huge baggy linen trousers. Sorry, just let me let Dougal in. Yeah, sorry. So Chad came back from Thailand and he got us loads of pairs of these massive linen trousers. And I'm not gonna lie, they're extremely comfy. So this is today's gardening outfit. I'm gonna go, like I said the other day, I'm really bad. I'm gonna go into the garden, plant all the alliums, tidy everything up. And hopefully just give the garden a once over before winter, and I shouldn't really have to touch it again. But yeah, Chad's back from Thailand. He's actually playing a game, if you can hear him in the background. He'll probably be on that for the rest of the weekend. So we are going to go into the garden. I'm going to take you with me. I need to actually finish planting those bathtubs as well. I didn't actually finish them the other day, and yeah, lots of things to do. So I'm going to time lapse you probably just to make it a little bit more enjoyable. So let's go. I don't know when the last time I showed you the garden actually, but there are so many little things like this bird bath, sorry, I need to fix. And then all of this stuff at the back. I started pulling out all the old like hydrangeas and stuff the other day. Need to get rid of all of this. I'm gonna rejig all of the like beds and stuff. Sorry, all the chairs and stuff, and then I'm gonna put the lemon trees out here as well because I don't want them inside over the winter. I'm probably gonna have to buy some fleeces for them so they don't die, but and then I'm just gonna sort of de-weed all of these things, and then hopefully that should be me done in the garden. Actually, I do need to show you the bathtubs as well. Bathtubs are currently looking like this. I actually, this just shows how bad of a gardener I am. I actually need to like cut all these off. I can't remember what this was called. I think it's an angelica plant. I believe it's a type of herb, and I don't know whether you can eat the leaves, but the roots are meant to be really beneficial on these. So I bought these a few weeks ago. They're not dead, obviously, because the new shoot's coming out, but I have not watered them in a very long time. All of these are still doing perfectly well. The skimmias, I think that's a viburnum, and then the ferns are absolutely perfect. So I'm just going to plant them, give them more water, maybe get rid of all these like dead plants in here, and then just give it a good tidy up. These rose trees are also needing to probably be feeded and potted as well. I do need to find some big terracotta pots for these, and then probably pin them back. But everything, as you can tell, is changing colours. The leaves will soon be gone. This tree is the dreaded tree of dead leaves. It's an old eucalyptus tree which just is basically dead, but it's obviously not on our land, so we can't cut it down. But every single year all of the leaves just drop onto our beds. They're not actually that bad at this time of the year because I cleaned them out a few weeks ago, but you get things like this, which is like eucalyptus bark coming off the tree. So, you know, love that. So yeah, let me pop you down and I'm going to get started in the garden. I don't know why, but I just feel like I'm feeling really real Monty Don vibes right now. These trousers are ridiculous, but I've got a pair in green, cream, beige, brown, and I think they cost Chad around £5. So I don't really care, they're really comfy. Right, so let's get to work. So I think Dougal is a very happy boy today because I have just received all of this in the post for him from Lily's kitchen. Dougal? Are you excited? He's so funny, he knows I'm talking about him. But I for the past few years, have loved Lily's Kitchen, and more importantly, Dougal loves them. So how very kind of them to send this to him. I'm gonna have to hide this though, because he will, I'm sure, find it and eat all of it. Wee darling.
I am packing my bags, I am leaving. Think I'm going to Paris or Rome. I gotta get out of this god-awful place that I used to.
Hello everyone, so I'm picking up the camera after I went into the garden yesterday, finished off the day in the garden, tidied everything up. I will take you out there probably in a second just to show you what I have done. It looks a lot tidier, but I still need to buy a few plants, I think, for the bathtubs, just for overwinter to make it look a bit nicer. And then we finished off the day yesterday with going to the cinema to actually watch the new Gladiator film. And let me just say, if you haven't seen it yet, that film is amazing. We went into the 4D, what are they called, 4DX? Well, like the seats move and stuff, and it's probably the best film I've actually seen in 4DX. So if you're debating whether to go to the cinema very soon, I highly recommend going to see Gladiator 2. So then we did that yesterday, woke up this morning, went to Waitrose, and I think you can see in the background, I have got a Christmas tree. I picked the most full tree that we could find, purely to cut it down and make it into a garland, which I think is a bit horrible, but it's going to make a really lovely garland. So I might do that today, I might do that tomorrow, but I'm planning on doing what I did last year with putting some like chicken wire on both fireplaces in the lounge and the dining room, cutting all of these branches off, and then basically like shoving them into the chicken wire amongst other bits of foliage to make a nice garland full for Christmas. I don't know what else I want to put in there yet. I might put some bows and some bits, I don't know. Please do forgive me for my dressing gown, but I'm not feeling 100%, so I thought wrap up warm. Also, in the Christmas festive winter spirit, I have decided to bake a cake. And I was actually scrolling online the other day looking for some inspiration, and I came across this chocolate orange Nigella cake. Obviously it's from Nigella Lawson, but it's a really simple cake. I don't think there's any flour in it. It's just ground almonds, egg, cocoa, baking powder, and orange. So that might be fun. I think you just bung it all in a food processor and bake it. So let's go and try that and see how it turns out. Top tip that I never follow is always read your recipes the day before, because I was going to do this yesterday. Sorry, I was going to do this tomorrow, but I realised you actually have to do something for 2 hours long. So I'm going to boil 2 oranges for 2 hours, which might make the house smell nice. You never know, it might do, it might not. But I'm going to boil these for 2 hours, and then I'm going to get to baking. I bought a really deep, what are they called? Cake tin. And we're going to try and see if this is successful or not. I'm actually going to stick them in my good old trusty always pan. I feel like every YouTuber has one of these, and I've had this for about 5 years, and it's beaten up. I actually don't really use this anymore, but it is very good for doing like big measurements of water. It's probably my biggest pan actually. But I'm just going to fill this with water and then boil these oranges for 2 hours long, like I said, and then I'll probably check back in and show you what I'm going to do next. Right, good morning everyone. I spoke to you yesterday and I actually went to bed straight away. I felt really ill. Today I'm feeling a bit better. Sorry, that's the washing machine. But I feel like you can hear in my voice, I do not sound 100%, so sorry for being a bit slow and sluggish. But today I'm going to finish off the cake. I actually boiled the oranges last night and they are ready to blend. So I'm going to do that in a second, but in the meantime, Chad is actually cutting up the Christmas tree. I think I mentioned yesterday that we'll be making a garland from the Christmas tree. So we're basically just cutting all the branches off. I'm going to then put some chicken wire on the fireplaces, and we're just going to make a nice little display of Christmas tree cuttings, basically. So I might pop you down, time-lapse you when Chad's doing this. I don't know if he wants to be on camera, so we'll have to get permission from the... What did someone call you the other day? I don't know. There's a word for like angry Scott.
A doer.
A doer Scott. Which aptly describes Chad, I believe. So I'm going to pop you down, maybe with Chad in it, maybe not. And we're going to get started on decorating for Christmas.
welcome back to ASHLEIGH's kitchen. You're in a bit of a weird angle, I popped you on my tripod. Also, I don't know if you can see the door, but a few weeks ago I said Dougal was quite unwell. And he actually completely ruined our back door. So we have Beechel looking into this at the moment. We don't know whether we're just going to like repair the woodwork here. Again, I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm not going to take you close because it's quite gross, but he's chewed all of the like woodwork on the door. On the side of the door here, you can probably see that big chunk that's been ripped out, and yeah, it's just a bit of a mess right now. But we're actually debating whether to replace the like architraves on the door or whether to try and change the whole door completely. We actually put that in before the conservatory and the garden was done, so it actually isn't in the best state anyway. But yeah, we're actually looking into that right now. I don't know if there are any other designs that we could try. If you guys have any ideas, actually, let me know, because I'm struggling to see another back door that doesn't look like this. I quite like this, but I think Chad prefers the like wooden. It starts off with wood in the bottom. I'm not sure the style of it, but it starts off with wood and it has like two big slits maybe. I'm not sure. I prefer this, but let me know your thoughts. It's always helpful to, you know, hear someone else's opinion. And you guys are very knowledgeable. I will say, YouTube has like a lot of knowledgeable people on it, whereas Instagram and TikTok, they just sort of slate you. Anyway, so for this recipe, I mentioned yesterday, there actually isn't any flour. So you have ground almonds, caster sugar, cocoa powder, baking powder and bicarbonate of soda with some oranges. Apparently you bung it all into a food processor and that's literally it. So let me just try and find my food processor. I'll link this recipe down below, but I believe we have to do something with these oranges first. Again, I did cook these yesterday. They're still very, I don't know if you can see, they're very like squidgy. So what do we have to do? Basically, halve them, take any pips out, and then you chuck them all in the food processor with skins and everything. So, I don't know how I feel about that, but let's try it. Also, I will just mention, we bought these from Amazon. They're some really like beautiful mahogany wooden knives, and I will link these below as well because they are great knives. So I'm just going to cut these open, take the seeds out. Bish, bash, bash. It's said to only add 2 oranges, but I like to, you know, get a bit different. Add 3. Right, so blitz. So the reason I put my hand there is because I can't find the top of the food processor. Really gross. But that's all blitzed, and then I think the next step is to you literally add the eggs, baking powder, bicarb, almonds, sugar and cocoa to the food processor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's give this a mix. So I'm actually going to give it a try without the paper, and actually just, I've greased the inside of the cake tin with some butter. So if that goes wrong, don't do that next time. You obviously can't smell this, but it smells like a Terry's chocolate orange, and I just love that. And there we have Nigella's chocolate cake. I have seen every time someone's made this and baked it, it has come out with a sunken top, so I'm just going to preempt and say it's not my baking, it's Nigella's fault. I'm going to pop this in the oven now. Right, so I put it on for an hour, I'm going to check it for 45 minutes to make sure it's all good. Quick clean up of the kitchen, and then I'm going to move on to the garlands, which Chad has already tried to do, but he's done it completely wrong, so I'm going to have to go and fix it. And yeah, I'm feeling very Christmassy, and I don't know why, but I was feeling really ill yesterday, but maybe it's because of the Christmas vibes, I'm feeling a bit better. So yeah, let's go do that. Oh, also, quickly whilst I'm here, I completely forgot to mention that I'm actually going to a really cool event on Thursday of this week. I've actually been invited to a place called Coworth Park. which is a really lovely hotel, and it's part of the collection of the Dorchester. So I'm going to take you guys with me there. I'm not sure whether that will be in this video or the next video, but really exciting. We're going to be doing lots of festive things. I think there's a festive dinner, some wreath making, and I actually have booked in for a facial, so I'm hoping this cold goes by then. That's what I'm stressing about. But yeah, really excited for that. So that will either be in this video or the next one. So if it's not in this one, stick around. But yeah, I'm going to clean this all up and get to the garland. Right, welcome to the lounge. If you haven't heard of this channel on YouTube, it's the most incredible thing. Please don't monetize me, YouTube. I'm actually trying to promote other channels. But it's called Rainy Day at Cosy Coffee Shop, Relaxing Jazz Music, Fireplace. And as someone who doesn't have a fireplace, having someone in the background is so relaxing. So, what we're going to do, Chad has already laid out the garland. Not how I wanted it, but it's fine. Thank you for helping, Chad. I'm going to put some chicken wire underneath this because it's currently just like laid on top. But basically this is the vibe we're going for. The only thing I'd say with chicken wire, you can have a more structural garland. So you can actually chuck things in and poke things out. And to me it looks a bit nicer. Are we going to leave this clock in, Chad?
Yeah.
We didn't leave it last year.
Yeah, but I like it. It makes it look quite like traditional.
I don't have 2 bits of chicken wire though.
Just put it around the back of the clock, bend it, and then thingy it.
Okay, let me figure this out really quickly. But yeah, this is the vibe we're going for. I also want to add some wreaths to these bits of the fireplaces. I ordered these on, I think I ordered these on Amazon a while ago. They were the wrong size for the front door. So I might try and make like a little wreath and maybe hang them from the bookshelves. I think that would look really lovely. We've never done that before. And then I'm probably going to add some ribbon. I don't know why, this year I'm not really into the ribbon. I think everyone's doing ribbon on their Christmas trees and I kind of want it to be different, but I'm not going to be different, so... ribbon. Maybe I'll get a darker ribbon than that, I'm not sure. I can't really see it, but let me get to fiddling around with this. Okay, this is really not very glamorous, but I've got my chicken wire, and the only thing I can find to hold it down is an old pot of polyfiller. So literally, I'm going to pop it in, and I've got a bit of floristry wire. I'm just going to tighten around because you need something heavy to weigh down the chicken wire. And normally I use bricks, but we've actually got rid of all our bricks because we're not in a renovation anymore. So I'm literally just going to pop that there, and that way around, and hopefully, do you think that will support it? Let's give it a try. Yeah. Sorry, I can't say that on my YouTube channel. Let's give it a try. Any branches that are slightly too big, just chop them down. So I like to, is it on? I like to use my good old trusty Gardena secateurs and literally cut about there. Oh. And then you have 2 bits of tree. Just cut that off because I'm not going to fit the chicken wire. And then again, just pop it in wherever you want to. This is one of those jobs that takes a lot of fiddling, so I would just say get it in and then you can make it look a bit nicer after. I think I'm liking how this is looking. As you can see, it's very different in like volume to the side without the chicken wire. Sorry, the lighting is really bad. It's very different from the side without chicken wire. So let me pop you down and I'm just going to do the other side as well. me. Sorry there's a dishwasher in the background, Chad's playing his game, it's all very loud. But I just wanted to check in and show you guys the cake. As I anticipated, it has sunken, but it looks really lovely. And I'm going to give it a taste now. It's been out of the oven for a few hours now. It's nice and cool. I think part of the recipe is just to put some orange peel, slice some orange peel and then put it on the top. So I'm just going to do that really quickly. This is what the cake should look like. Okay. And this is what it does look like. I'm impressed. Are you impressed? Let's give it a taste test. It's a very moist looking. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. That looks quite dry on the camera, but it does look quite moist in real life. Oh, I hope this is nice. Was it worth that much effort? Yeah, yes. Wow, that's so like juicy. Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, really good. I'll leave it linked below. Give it a try. Let me know what it's like. I also got this from Zara Home. It's my little cake cover. There's not really any flies this time of the year, but I just think it looks nice. Not on that bowl. Probably going to speak to you guys tomorrow. Hopefully I'm feeling better tomorrow. I'm quite bored of listening to this voice as well, so apologies again. But yeah, I'll check in tomorrow and see what we're going to get up to tomorrow. Good morning everyone. It's currently the next day and it's been quite a productive morning. We've had our window cleaner come around, I've tidied the house up a little bit, and I'm just going to now head out and get another Christmas tree, I think. The small Christmas tree that I bought the other day wasn't enough, so I think I'm just going to go to maybe like a local garden centre or something to get a cut Christmas tree, and then I'm going to finish the fireplaces. I did show you this one yesterday. It's not finished obviously, but I just tested with some pheasant feathers and some like crocus and some pine cones and a ribbon just to see what I wanted to do. So it's not fully finished yet. But I actually want to take the foliage around here so it's more drooping. I did start on this fireplace over here and I'm just much preferring how like the drooping sort of effect is looking. You can see it a bit better over there. I've put some more chicken wire in this one. I bought some on Amazon and it came this morning. So I think I'm just going to go buy another Christmas tree, try and finish this. And then I'm actually going to move on to the staircase. I'm going to attempt to make my own fresh garland, which would involve me sort of doing like a chicken wire construction around the spindles and the banister, or the handrail, sorry, and then just prodding in a load of foliage with maybe, I'm thinking 1, 2, 3 bows with maybe some long sort of like tails coming down. I think that might look nice, I'm not too sure. I might try and do like a swooping sort of thing here. I'm just currently debating how many Christmas trees I'll need. Maybe 1, maybe 2. I think I might get 2 just to play. I might need 3, I'm just thinking, I don't know. Anyway, let me go look to see what they have. Just a quick note on these 2 lovely people and pieces of artwork. They will not be changing. They like to be facing away from each other. I think it adds so much more interest, and if I'm honest, I don't think it looks right when they're facing towards each other. But I'm getting so many comments saying, you're triggering my OCD, Ash, la da 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 da. I'm going to trigger OCD. I quite like them facing away. They're very miserable, so I think that it's nice to pay homage to their misery and face them away from each other. So just so you know, they will not be moving. Sorry to anyone that offends. But anyway, I've got my gloves. It's very cold outside, so I'm going to wrap up warm, go to the garden centre, pick up some trees. I'm probably not going to take you with me because people might look at me funny in the garden centre.
Back by popular demand. What can I say? Welcome back. I did not intend to do one this soon. I think I mentioned I would only do these wine reviews if I actually tried a new one that I thought was worth talking about. And luckily for you, I did exactly that. I've got 3 wines here to share, 1 white and 2 red. I think these ones will be a little bit more accessible. I think last time some of the wines were reserves and they're quite tricky to get your hands on. All 3 of these bottles I picked up at Waitrose in the UK. So if you are in the UK, it'll be fairly easy to get your hands on these. If you're not, maybe more tricky. Apologies. I think the audience here tends to be sort of mixed between British and American. I know there's a few Australians and South Africans, but I will try and do some more US wines, particularly from California, because I know they'll be more accessible for you guys in the US. Let's just crack on. I think the first one we will start with is a Chardonnay. Now, I made it pretty clear last time that in terms of Chardonnays, I'm looking for those really oaky, buttery Chardonnays, dark yellows in colour. That's my go-to. I found one that's maybe slightly on the more subtle side, but really accessible. Tasted it, and what it's called is, now I'm actually not sure how to do this. Is it like 3B Chardonnay? But you can see there, like 3B Chardonnay. This is a French Chardonnay from the region of, I don't think it's a region actually, but it's from Limoux. Butcher me if I got that wrong. Now this one is from a place called Mauras near Limoux in southern France. In terms of its colour, it's a bright gold. Displays a really intense nose of brioche. So as soon as you smell it, you really do get that sort of hint of brioche coming up the nose, but also nuts and quince. So it's quite a nutty brioche Chardonnay, less so oaky. But I personally, if I can't get my hands on a really oaky Chardonnay, I like to go down the sort of brioche nutty route. And this one really didn't disappoint. So highly recommend. Once again, I believe it's 3B Chardonnay. I picked this off the shelf at Waitrose. It's usually about £11 a bottle. It's often on sale, so you might even get it cheaper. Yeah, highly recommend giving this one a go. Let me know your thoughts. The next one is, we're going to move on to a red. Now, admittedly, this is more of a premium wine. So this one here, this is an Italian red. It is the Masse Costasera Amarone Classico. Natural. This is a 2019. Now, this is a classic Italian red. This is one that is really fruity, beautiful dark red in colour. Lots of sort of complex notes coming through on the more musky side. But interestingly, it is on the more expensive side. So again, I did pick this up from Waitrose in their fine wine section, and it was about £37 a bottle. So is this one that you are going to come to every single week? Probably not. But for those special occasions where you do want to go the extra mile, get a nice premium bottle or show off, bring it to a friend's, I think this one will be great. So for me, this will be my red of choice for Christmas. Again, Christmas is a time where there are lots of sort of fruity cakes going around. There's lots of red meats going around. And so red wine is pivotal. So this is my choice. Now, this is from Lake Garda in Italy. And in terms of the notes, it's kind of as you'd expect. There's cooked fruits, plums and cherries mostly. And then it is pretty much coffee and cocoa as the notes that come through. So again, really long finish, very much full-bodied. You might only last one bottle before it's quite heavy on you. But if you are having a really nice piece of beef over Christmas, I guarantee you this will go down a treat. So this is my recommendation. The third and final, I'm sorry to disappoint and only have 3 today, but is something that is a little bit more different, which is the Clos de los Siete by Michel Rolland, and it's a 2020. Bring that a little closer so you can see it. I probably butchered the language again, but this is actually from Argentina. Now, I mentioned last time, I think we had the Hermandad Chardonnay, which was from Argentina, which was surprisingly really nice. Again, don't really go for Argentinians and didn't know this was from there, but really worth a shot. Now, again, this was in the fine wine section at Waitrose. It was on sale for £15 a bottle. I think it's usually about 18. So not too bad, not too expensive, not too cheap. What was most interesting about this one is, again, quite full-bodied, bit of a long finish, but this was more of a cinnamon and spice flavor to it. So I wasn't really getting those dark chocolates, tobaccos, leather that I love. This was a little bit different for me. Now, it was nice. I personally found it a little bit too sweet for me. I think I had one glass, it was really nice. I went for a second glass and then the sweetness sort of hit me. Again, I'm not a big fan of cinnamon, like people who get cinnamon in their coffees and things. I think it's vile. And that's what I think put me off. But I think if I just had a single glass of this, I have no complaints. I think if I went more, just too sweetness for me. But again, really spicy, really big note of cinnamon that comes through. Again, it is sort of cherry, black currants, and has that really nice long finish in the end. So again, slightly more affordable option if you don't quite want to stretch to the Amarone, but one definitely worth touching. Now, unfortunately, I tried to make this 4 bottles, 2 whites, 2 reds, and the white that I really wanted to highlight was actually my favorite white wine of all time. It's been my go-to for years, and I've been gatekeeping it. I literally wouldn't tell anyone because I was always concerned it would sell out. The only place I could ever find it was on Waitrose Cellar, and unfortunately for about 6 months now, Waitrose Cellar have stopped stocking it. I don't know if it's just discontinued, if there's some issue there in terms of the business relationship, and I cannot find it at any single wine shop in London or beyond. I've checked everywhere. I've checked online. The vineyard itself used to deliver to the UK, but since Brexit, they no longer do, so I can't even get it direct. If you can get this wine, I promise you, it is absolutely delicious and it's so well priced. It's usually about £14.99 a bottle, so nearly £15, 1 or 2 off, based on where you are. I'm going to show you a picture of it here, just so you have that mental memory. Screenshot it. Now, this is obviously I never ever pronounce this wine right, but it is the Domaine Saint-Amand, and this is from France, of course. Beautiful oaky Chardonnays that do, but this one is just a mouthful of oak. I mean, it's not subtle, it's powering, and it stays and it lasts. It's also got a lot of butter and vanilla in there as well. In terms of the fruit, it's very much peach, apricot, and apple. Yes, I'm reading off my phone because no, I do not remember every note. And in the citrus side, it's lemon and lime. So it's just a beautiful array of flavors, and it's actually a blend. It's not even a Chardonnay. It's a blend between a Vognier and I think Côtes du Rhône or something similar. But interestingly, it's just really nice blend there. This is my ultimate choice. If someone in the UK does know where to buy it, is better at scavenging the internet than me, please tell me, because I haven't had it in about 6 months, and I don't think Santa's going to bring it to me either, so I'm very nervous about that. But if you can get your hands on this, I know they do have some distributors in the US and Australia and other places as well. I promise you, for the price you pay, this is an absolutely phenomenal white wine, and I can't wait till I can get back in it myself personally. Anywho, that is it. Those are my 3/4 wines for this segment. Again, for those in the UK, please do try these. They're all from Waitrose, so you should be able to get them without issue. If you're not in the UK, try and get them online. Again, just a recap, really nice 3B Chardonnay. Very much brioche, very much nuts, and at about £11 a bottle. Absolute bargain, highly recommend. Again, personally, it is a lovely wine. I just can't handle too much cinnamon and sweets, but if you are a fan of very sweet sort of cinnamon notes of a red wine, then of course the Clos de los Siete by Michel Rolland, highly recommend. Again, from Waitrose, about £15 a bottle. But if you're able to stretch that bit further and you really want to have an amazing bottle to open on Christmas Day to complement the red meats, even to complement some of the fruitcakes that you may have, then of course it is the Massey Costarera Amarone Classico. Again, £37 a bottle from Waitrose in their premium section. But break the bank for Christmas, treat yourself. I promise you will not be disappointed. That is it. I can't say when the next one will be. These will just be popping up randomly, although they should be in the title of the YouTube video because they'll go super viral because everyone wants to see my wine reviews. But I promise you, as and when I find, I'll definitely be trying some new ones over Christmas. So I'm sure I'll have more to update then. But yeah, welcome to today's lesson, and thanks for staying in.
Right, hello everyone. Sorry if you're a bit low. I think that's okay though. It's very bright in here because I've put up some lights just to make it a bit nicer for you to view. Excuse me, this cold is making me sound very masculine. But I bought 2 Christmas trees. If I pan down, you might be able to see them. So I got two big Christmas trees. One is, I think, like a 9-foot tree, and the other one is like a 7 or an 8-foot. So the plan of action. Let me find my chicken wire. So I have a huge roll of chicken wire. So basically, in essence, what I'm trying to do for the stairs is I'm going to try and make like a, I don't know whether I wanted to go around or just sort of droop down. I might look at Pinterest really quickly for some inspiration photos, but I basically want to create a massive garland through chicken wire and cuttings. Let me know below what you think would look better, whether you think it should go in between the spindles, not all of them obviously, but maybe like a 2-3 spacing. Or if I maybe like tie with some floristry wire around a couple of them and make like 3 droops maybe, and then this, but like what they call a mule post, the big post. I want to do like a big, like, I don't know, like a floristry install sort of look, just to make it look really good as soon as you come in. So yeah, I might take to Pinterest really quickly actually, and then just look at some examples, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so this is the current state of all the trimmings that are now going to be placed up here. I do mention these quite a lot. This is not sponsored, not paid for, but these secateurs saved my life. They're an assisted secateur. So basically, I always show this, but you basically put it on a branch and then you sort of partially push and it just cuts through the wood without any effort at all. And then just do it again to get it. Yeah, all done. So I've just used that over the whole 2 trees, and this is the final product. So I'm just going to pop you down again and show you hopefully the transformation of making this into a garland. I did mention earlier, I'm just going to use, if that's going to focus, I'm going to use some floristry wire with the chicken wire and basically just sort of like, I don't know, like suture it together, and hopefully that will be strong enough to support the branches, but I'm literally just using a bit of floristry wire and some old rotten wire cutters. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to scratch the idea of like spinning it around. It's not working. I don't feel like the balance is big enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to do like a all the way down. Am I making any sense to you guys? Do you even understand what I'm trying to say? I think one long bushy garland is the only way to go. I tried. So I'm going to just rejig all of this and I'm just going to make it like a flat garland going all the way down. Because I spent about an hour and a half on this and I feel like I'm getting nowhere. And also the state of the floor. These trees were wet when I picked them up. And obviously there's now needles everywhere. Sorry, Dougal's just having a glass of water, a drink of water. Dougal, do you want to come say hi? Do you want to come say hi? Oh. A lot of you always ask for Dougal updates, so say hello, Dougal.